Revelio. Now, which way is the common room?
Must be different, starting Hogwarts in your 5th year.
That new 5th year.
They're lucky they didn't end up as dragon food, like that poor man from the ministry.
Can't imagine starting a new school this late.
A little room,
I hope a professor catches her this time.
Nelly!
I hope a professor catches her this time.
I don't want to get
She
in
gets
trouble
bolder
the first
every
day.
year.
Nelly will do anything for attention.
Shame you weren't born with
Please
wings.
get down.
Nelly.
A professor could arrive any moment.
Why is everyone so highly strung? It's perfectly safe. Well, hello. Don't mind me. I find it helpful to change my point of view now and again. Put things in perspective. Once I made it to the top of Gryffindor Tower, from the outside, without a broom.
Goodness.
I'm Nellie, by the way. Nellie Ogspire. I've heard rumors about what happened to you on your way to Hogwarts. Is it true? About the dragon?
It's true, and I was almost killed. Professor Fig and I were lucky to escape with our lives.
How awful for you. And of course, that poor man from the ministry. But still, you got to see a dragon. Anyway, you've certainly brought some much-needed excitement to Gryffindor. And Hogwarts, for that matter.
What exactly are the rumors about my journey to Hogwarts?
That you escaped a dragon attack? Isn't that enough? Most of us arrive via train or boat, not having just escaped the jaws of a dragon. Of course, word travels fast at Hogwarts.
I take it you're not afraid of heights.
It's something I've always done, since I was little. My mother once found me on the roof when I was 5. Still has no idea how I got there. But with all the strange hallways and rooms in the castle, and everything lurking in and outside the grounds, you don't need to scale a tower to see something incredible here.
I'd imagine most students have never seen a dragon. Have you?
Goodness, no. And I've never heard of one attacking a carriage like that. Not enough meat in a carriage, I'd think.
I'm sure I'll be seeing you around, either in our common room or when you scale your next tower.
You never know. Bye for now.
I would really like someone to try it. Sure you don't want to try it? Brewed it myself. Hello, you're the new 5th year. Pleased to meet you. I'm Gareth Weasley. Heard about your travels here. Can't believe it. Glad you and Fig are all right. Is it true that someone from the Ministry was with you in the carriage?
Oh, yes. A friend of Professor Fig's.
Oh, didn't mean to pry. Nasty business, dragons. Again, very glad you're here.
Thank you, Gareth. So am I. Are you related to Professor?
I am. She's my aunt.
Must be nice having an aunt for a professor.
Aunt Matilda tends to treat me as if I'm a first year. Keeps too close an eye on me. It's all a bit Suffolk, still.
Are you having butterbeer for breakfast?
Oh no. I've been perfecting a recipe I came up with over the summer. I'm almost there. Based on some reactions, it may need a bit more work.
Seems you enjoy brewing. Might I assume that you've a talent for potions of all sorts?
Well, as I see it, there's little difference, fundamentally, between brewing a modification to... Though, I'm not certain Professor Sharp would make the connection. He doesn't appreciate my,
Well, it was nice meeting you, Gareth, and thank you.
Pleasure to meet you as well. Good luck today.
I don't know about demiguises, but how many of your hot bricks the other day? Still not working. Ugh. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. It's not a complicated spell. I should be able to do it non-verbally. Why is this not working? Ugh! Oh, hello there. Welcome to Gryffindor. I'm Cressida.
Pleasure to meet you, Cressida.
Splendidly theatrical arrival to the sorting ceremony last evening. Made it in by the skin of your teeth. Is it true that you're Professor Fig's protege?
I'm not sure I'd say that, but I did study with him a little before we arrived.
Blast! I was hoping he might have given you some advice on non-verbal casting.
Is that what you were trying to do just there?
Oh, yes. Having a spot of trouble. I've mastered the charm using its incantation.
Don't worry, you'll get it in the end.
Oh, I hope so. If I can get it, I'm just going to keep at it.
Do most students know how to cast non-verbal?
Not at all. Hogwarts doesn't teach non-verbal casting until the 6th year. And even then, I'm simply trying to get ahead of the game.
Is it really that difficult to cast non-verbal?
Oh, yes. And if you don't get it just right, the result... Once, I tried to cast Depulso non-verbally on a goblet in the Great Hall and ended up launching Professor Sharp's Yorkshire put...
Well, good luck with it. It was nice to meet you.
You as well. Enjoy your...
New Gryffindor. Professor Weasley's waiting for you outside the common room.
I only speak up in classes where they conduct house for all answers.
Good morning. I trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts.
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a 5th year, especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs? Owls?
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, here you are.
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning, so that you master all that's expected of a 5th year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean it...
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer any question. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test. This way. The guide will give you opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore. I certainly would have appreciated something like the field guide when I was a student. Using the guide will also train you to be alert to your surroundings. Do keep up! Ah, the guide appears to have some information for you about that painting of poor Barufio. Simply cast Revelio on it, and we'll see what the guide says.
Revelio.
Clever, isn't it? Keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that, inside and outside of the castle. No time to waste. You've classes to attend.
Revelio.
Good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall. And here we are. Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall. You can get almost anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall. Always something happening here. It's the heart of the hive. Our King's Cross station, so to speak. You've been practicing. That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today. And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
What will I learn in Charms class?
Exactly what you might expect. Spells, charm. I think you will enjoy Professor Ronan. He's a clever and entertaining...
Can you tell me more about the defense...
Defense Against the Dark Arts, as the name implies, focuses on how to defend... A mastery of defense against the dark arts. Fortunately, we are lucky to have the ever-gifted Professor Hecat in charge of our students' education in that regard.
You mentioned
Hogsmeade is the only all-wizarding village in Britain, and is home to an array of... You should be able to find all of the schools. You will also, I imagine, enjoy many...
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you. And judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say...
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an...
I'm sorry, Professor, but I'm afraid that's all there is to it.
Almost precisely what Professor Fig said. Speak of the devil, Professor Fig. Your ears must have been burning.
Oh.
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth...
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the park.
I wouldn't say I chose the Dragon's Path, Professor. Rather...
Very well. Enough chit-chat. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field?
Of course.
Thank you. Good luck today. And remember to use your field guide and invaluable...
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both, and we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today before you... Did I hear you masterfully evade Professor Weasley's interrogation regarding our late arrival?
I did try to evade her questions, though I feel a little deceptive. That said, I'm fairly certain she suspects that we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flex, and she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better.
Understood, Professor.
Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of... Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another... Why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field? Unfold it and have a look. The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman, and I shall reach out when I have more information. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may...
Revelio.
I'm sorry!
Revelio.
Revelio.
Here. Behind you. There is an open seat here.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work. But I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone? I am afraid it is too late to study now. My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm? Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
Accio.
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me. I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree. So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right? So why don't we have our newest student start us off? Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at the last possible moment. Now, think of this like gobstones, if you will, but instead of throwing the marbles out, you are summoning them toward you. The trick is to pull the sphere as far as possible, but not a big force, or it'll fall. Excellent. Stay focused. Splendid! That's it! Very good. Points to Gryffindor. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up. You'll be the blues, just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Let us see this. Yes!
Accio.
Excellent control there.
That is how it's done.
Not to worry.
Here we go. Phew.
Accio.
Nicely done.
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
Let us see this. Yes!
Accio.
Splendid!
Watch this. That is how it's done. Quite impressive. Here we go. Phew.
Accio.
A perfect score. Remarkable. Very good, both of you. Well done. Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Good game back there. I must admit, took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here.
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly, I remember how I transferred here from Ouagadougou just before my 4th year. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a...
Is Ouagadougou much bigger than Hogwarts?
Ouagadougou School of Magic is the largest wizarding, but it never seemed intimidating or overwhelming to me.
Is Ouagadougou a castle, like Hogwarts?
Its address is Mountains of the Moon. It is not so much a cat. I remember the first time I saw it. The mist was so thick, I could hardly make... And then it just materialized before me. This enormous...
This may seem an odd question, but is magic...
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here.
You can cast spells without a wand?
Oh, yes. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Wagadu. Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Until next time.
Of course, you can use
A
Accio
word,
on humans,
if you would.
if you're so inclined.
You wanted to speak with me?
I did. I trust you're first.
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson.
What charm is there in thee? You did well, managing to best as gifted as...
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I... Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a spec...
After my brother learned the summoning charm, it was constant Accio this, Accio that, cutlery flying everywhere. Quite unsafe, really.
Professor Ronan reminds me of my grandfather. Loads of wisdom, but a bit mad.
Revelio. Revelio. Revelio.
Is that all you've got?
Levioso!
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces on your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge. To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No? One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
Levioso.
Now, let's try something a little larger. Let us begin with a basic cast. See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember, a surprised opponent is a weak opponent, as Master Pruitt so artfully helped me do. Good. Now, well done. Very good, but the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel, using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
Levioso.
Good form.
I know. This can't be your first duel. Let's just say I'm a quick
Protego. Only all my students do this again.
Case things.
I do join my duel. Watch your opponent for signs to attack or defend yourself. Use the basic cast when your opponent's guard is down.
Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Gryffindor.
Thank you, Professor Hecat. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments. All right, that's enough spectacle for one day. Class is dismissed.
I'd hate to face Professor Hecat in a duel.
Oh, I'm not much for dueling. I prefer to...
You dueled Sebastian. He's strong competition. Well done.
Revelio.
Nice work.
If you know the right spells, it's dark wizards that'll fear you. not the other way around.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice? It felt more like I was dueling an expert. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this...
In fact, it was. Perhaps I...
Be coy if you like, but I know better. Magic requires intent. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain...
Exclusive and unsanctioned.
Excellent. Knew I was right about you. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, whether it's joining a secret dueling club, you just have to be clever enough not to get...
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in...
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned? We'll see if your performance today was sheer... Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance. Here. Till next time.
Revelio.
I think it's for the best that Kagawa takes it.
Revelio.
Attention, fellow artists. Another performance, if you would.
Revelio.
Glad you could make it. Lucan's just over there.
Can I help you?
Sebastian told me to see you about a club.
If Sebastian vouches for you, that's all I coordinate duels for crossed wands. A dueling club of sorts. It's invitational.
I seem to have a knack for dueling.
Then you've come to the right place.
How does cross wands work exactly?
You show up, I match you with other duelists, and whoever is still standing in the end. It's our way of determining the school's greatest duelist. And to liven things up, the winner is awarded.
Of course. Dueling's...
I agree. Your first time I'll pair you with Sebastian. Next time, you'll need to bring up... So, care to step...
Get me in the ring.
Spectacular!
We'll make you regret signing up.
Leviosa!
Find the wand!
Leviosa! Protego!
Act like a winner!
Come on! Accio! Leviosa!
There goes my wager.
Some big hits that round.
Nice work. Sebastian wasn't wrong about you. There's strong competition ahead, but keep this up and you could be...
Brilliant. Count me.
I shall. Again, congratulations on your first crossed one. Hope to see you back here again.
Revelio. Revelio.
I feel sorry for your next opponent.
Just wait till I've grown a bit, then we'll see how well you do.
Revelio. Revelio. Revelio.
What about the room, Professor?
I was thinking the same thing, Deke. Perhaps you could help.
Oh, excuse, Deke.
Ah, there you are. I trust your first classes went well?
They did, Professor.
I heard as much from Professors Hecat and Ronan. Seems Professor Fig taught you quite a bit before you arrived. I'd wager there's a good deal more to your travels here than what you...
Nothing more, Professor.
Regardless, you must continue to build upon what you've learned. In that regard, I've asked your professors to help hasten your...
Professor Ronan did mention something about that.
In fact, Professor Ronan will meet you... Now, regarding the trip to Hogsmeade I mentioned earlier, we've arranged to replace the supplies lost on your way here, including seeds,
Thank you, Professor.
and Mr. Ollivander will connect you with the perfect wand. You've managed your classes well with a borrowed wand, but you'll find them...
Can you tell me more about the potions?
J. Pippin's Potions stocks a wide array of potions ingredients, although they rarely sell recipes. Professor Sharp asked that they have a couple of particular recipes on hand for you.
I've never heard of a spellcraft before, Professor. What is it?
A spellcraft is a recipe of sorts used when conjuring objects. I shall explain more about them when you begin working with transfiguration magic.
There's an Ollivander's in Hogsmeade.
Mr. Ollivander is a genuine craftsman, and I would trust no one else to pair me with a wand.
I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade.
Very well. I'd like you to make your first visit. Perhaps Sebastian Sallow or Natsai Onai. I've noticed you spending time.
I'd like to go with Natty.
Excellent choice. Miss Onai is one of our most talented students. And she knows the air. She'll keep you well clear of any of Victor Rookwood's...
Rookwood?
A rather unsavory local. Best to avoid him and his associates, including his right. Once you've finished Professor Ronan's assignment, your friend will meet you at the castle door. No time to waste. The sooner you complete your work...
Revelio.